With everything going on in the entertainment industry over the past several years, with the destruction of so many beloved franchises and Hollywood studios desperately trying to turn things around, it feels like the release of The Last Jedi by Rian Johnson was a lifetime ago instead of just 8 years. But no, 2017 was when The Last Jedi released. It's when Star Wars, continuing to think that they could just put anything out there, slap a Star Wars name on it, and they would just be successful forever. Ultimately, it ended up being incredibly divisive, and it's one of the things that directly led to so many Star Wars fans abandoning hope in what Disney had planned for the future. But now, after all this time, in Rian Johnson's long-promised trilogy, back essentially right coinciding with the release of The Last Jedi before they knew exactly how divisive it would be, they said, yes, Rian Johnson, he's got a trilogy in the works with us too. He's going to be working with us for a long time. But then it never happened, and it never happened, and it never happened. And Kathleen Kennedy would continue to say, oh, yes, we're still talking. We can't wait till we have time to do that. Rian Johnson, 8 years later, is actually being asked about these things and reveals some things, including the fact that there was never really any plan that had any hope of happening. Rian Johnson says his Star Wars trilogy isn't happening anytime soon. I would amend that anytime soon, because I think the headline can just be Rian Johnson says his Star Wars trilogy isn't happening, because that's basically what he said. Now, I don't think he will ever say, I'll never work with Star Wars again in any capacity. I don't think he'll say that. But this is pretty much an admission, very revealing that of all the stuff we heard about this trilogy and the promises for a trilogy, there was never really any plan. It was never close to actually happening. They just thought that the reception was going to be so great that people would be begging for Rian Johnson to come back, and it'd be no problem to do 3 movies after that. Not exactly the way it worked out. Rian Johnson says his scrapped Star Wars trilogy was very conceptual and never had an outline or treatment or anything. Nothing really happened with it, which is why I said I would amend that headline slightly. Knives Out director Rian Johnson is opening up about his scrapped Star Wars trilogy. And I do hate the fact that I share a name with this man. Luckily, he spells it the gay way, R-I-A-N. Who does that? I mean, his parents, obviously. But what parent would do that to a child? You're just setting them up for failure. In a recent interview with the Rolling Stone, Johnson, who directed 2017's The Last Jedi, lifted the curtain on his long-rumored Star Wars trilogy that never got off the ground. He explained at the time, he and Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy were developing ideas for a 3-film saga. However, after Knives Out came along, Johnson's focus largely shifted to the murder mystery blockbuster. Nothing really happened with it, Johnson said. We had a great time working together, and they said, let's keep doing it. I said, great. I would kick ideas around with Kathy. The short version is Knives Out happened. I went off and made Knives Out and was off to the races, busy making murder mysteries. It's the sort of thing if down the line there's an opportunity to do it or do something else in Star Wars, I'd be thrilled. But right now, I'm just doing my own stuff and pretty happy. Johnson added that his trilogy was all very conceptual and that he never developed an outline or a treatment or anything for the project. So this is the closest we will ever get to them admitting, yes, it's never fucking happening. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy has been stringing this thing out and saying, oh, we're still talking with him. He's busy, but we're still working on things. Come the fuck on. This shit is never going to happen. And, in this same interview, Rian Johnson did go on to speak a little bit about how it felt with the backlash for The Last Jedi. And he opens it up by basically saying, look, when I was younger, when I was in college or whatever, we hated the prequels. Me and my friends, we all hated the prequels. And then that made it easier for me to get through what I was going through, because it's never fun when a lot of people on the internet don't like something you made. But because of my experience hating the prequels so much, it helped me get through that. And Rian Johnson, it is clear, I like that he opened up a little bit and admitted that this stuff fucking bothered him. Because at the time, this is somebody who is constantly responding and replying and attacking fans and giving fans shit and stuff like that. You could tell that the reception of this movie really bothered him. It truly bothered him to his core. And I think that more than any other, right? The reception to that in general, his, not being able to handle the criticism that came along with making such a divisive movie, even if he would talk the talk, oh, I'd rather half the people love it and half the people hate it when they walk out, blah, 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 subvert your expectations. It truly did bother him. And the idea that you would want to do Knives Out, which I get it is his own thing, but that the Knives Out movies, that keeps you so busy that you never had an opportunity to make a Star Wars movie again. It's kind of laughable. But thank you, Rian Johnson, for getting as close as you ever will to admitting that your trilogy that was announced, right, is never going to fucking happen. And good riddance. It would probably give us a lot of good videos to make. It would give us a lot of great videos to make, but I think in general, we should be very, very thankful that this never got on off the ground. And like so many other projects under the leadership of Kathleen Kennedy, ended up just burned somewhere, buried somewhere, and will never see the light of day. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.